So for those of you who haven't been following the Shia LaBeouf story on the internet, I am here to give you a little bit of a play-by-play of what's happened in the last 24 hours with this short film plagiarism issue. Back in May, Shia LaBeouf premiered a short film back in Cannes called HowardCantor.com, which has gotten a lot of critical acclaim. And yesterday morning, for the first time, he posted it on the internet for people to watch. In the months that it took critics not to notice, it took the internet minutes to realize that the entire film was plagiarized. Here is what Fantagraphics, Klaus's publisher, had to say about it. Shia LaBeouf's new short film, HowardCantor.com, is a complete ripoff of Dan Klaus's comic, Justin M. Damiano. Every word from the 4-page comic created by Klaus in 2006 is used in the script for LaBeouf's directorial debut.
A critic is a warrior. Each of us on the battlefield have the means to glorify or demolish. Whether a film, a career, or an entire philosophy, by influencing perception in ways that, if heartfelt and truthful, can have far-reaching repercussions.
So go ahead and look in the links below if you want to watch the film. And if you're thinking, okay, well, this is Klaus's publisher, what does Klaus actually have to say about this? Well, BuzzFeed got a quote directly from Klaus, and what he says is, "The first I ever heard of the film was this morning when someone sent me a link. I've never spoken to or met Mr. LaBeouf. I've never even seen one of his films that I can recall. And I was shocked, to say the least, when I saw that he took the script and even many of the visuals from a very personal story I did 6 or 7 years ago and passed it off as his own work. I actually can't imagine what was going through his mind."
I'm definitely going. He so perfectly gets how we're all like these aliens to one another. We'll never have any meaningful contact with one another because we're all so caught up in our little self-made realities, you know?
Last night, Shia didn't have a lot of cards in his hand as the internet came down on him. First off, he'd already been accused of plagiarism earlier this year for copying and pasting chunks of an Esquire article into an email he sent to Alec Baldwin, which Baldwin later released to the internet. Secondly, the film doesn't have any written by credits. It doesn't have a screenwriter. It's just a film by Shia LaBeouf. And finally, a couple of weeks ago, for Short of the Week, he said the following: "I know something about the gulf between critical acclaim and the blockbuster business. I have been crushed by critics, especially during my Transformers run, and in trying to come to terms with my feelings about critics, I needed to understand them. As I tried to empathize with the sort of man who might earn a living taking potshots at me and the people I've worked with, a small script developed." Backed into a corner, last night he took to Twitter to apologize. Not publicly, I mean, you could say that he's publicly apologizing 140 characters at a time, but have the decency to apologize to the man not on Twitter. This is what his tweets were. "Copying isn't particularly creative work. Being inspired by someone else's idea to produce something new and different is creative work. In my excitement and naivete as an amateur filmmaker, I got lost in the creative process and neglected to follow proper accreditation. I'm embarrassed that I failed to credit Dan Klaus for his original graphic novella Justin M. Damiano, which served as my inspiration. I was truly moved by his piece of work, and I knew that it would make a poignant and relevant short. I apologize to all who assumed I wrote it. I deeply regret the manner in which these events have unfolded and want Dan Klaus to know that I have a great respect for his work. I fucked up." Now, we here at Cinefix may or may not agree with Patton Oswalt's reaction, but a lot of people online proceeded to point out a marked similarity between the first 2 lines of Shia LaBeouf's apology and an answer given by an eloquent Yahoo Answers user named Lily to a question about plagiarism. In a sympathetic reading of this situation, LaBeouf's film is a tribute, a fan film, and this is YouTube. We collaborate, we make fan films, we comment on, we parody, and we are inspired by other people's works all the time. But there's a difference between inspiration and adaptation. And at least here on YouTube, most people have the decency to write their own lines. What do you guys think of this issue? Is it just a mistake that he made? Do you think that he just sort of unwittingly did it subconsciously? He made a mistake, he wasn't trying to plagiarize it? Or did he commit the most cardinal of sins in the art and filmmaking world? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned to Cinefix Now for more up-to-date news about movie stuffs.